Hi, I'm James Musk from SonicWall. We're a global market-leading cybersecurity vendor, been trading for 30 years now, leveraging our intellectual property to protect our client base. Today I'm joined by John Cook from Healthcare Computing. John, welcome.
Thank you, James. It's good to be here.
John, how long have you been providing services into the healthcare sector?
So Healthcare Computing was established in 1996, and since then we've been providing a range of specialist services right across the scope of the NHS, including helping our customers continually improve their cybersecurity posture. Fantastic.
And as I said to you, today we wanted to focus our conversation around the threat landscape. We're coming off the back of the pandemic, we're not out of the woods yet. We have a war and a conflict which is only, no doubt, going to increase geopolitical hacking, which focuses on critical network infrastructure and public sector bodies. And we've got the 5th year anniversary of WannaCry coming up. So what was the aftermath of WannaCry like, and how did it change the importance or the perception of the importance of cybersecurity?
I think it's fair to say, James, that for a while WannaCry really dominated the narrative. I think the depth and impact that an event like WannaCry can have is now well understood. And fast forwarding to kind of modern day, people are now much more prepared, plans are tested, and business continuity plans are really well understood by all those teams working on the front line.
So the markets are nothing like they were 5 years ago, and we've just released our annual threat report. We've seen cryptojacking going up over 200% in healthcare, malware going up 121% in healthcare, whereas it's down 4% across the globe. So it just shows you this specific focused attack on healthcare going on. Do you think the healthcare community is ready for another big breach like WannaCry if it happened again?
We often talk about the threat landscape, how it changes and evolves, and it's that need to really embed that culture of continuous improvement both in staff and technology and processes to be ready to respond, to continuously analyse services, understand vulnerabilities, as well as testing those incident response plans, building that culture that equips staff with the IT knowledge and tools they need to really respond, and that continuous testing and improvement throughout hopefully means those teams are much better prepared now for a future event.
Yeah, interesting. You've touched on an important point there when it comes to staffing. So obviously there's a huge cybersecurity skill gap. We know that budgets are tight across public sector. And looking back into 2021, there was the big publicised HSE attack out in Ireland. There was a whole month between the attack being identified and actually reacted to, and 2 weeks since the antivirus actually created an alert. So that makes me think that not only systems but staff are stretched. And is that matter of the cybersecurity business skill gap still prevalent, and how is that affecting people's strategic decisions?
Yeah, of course, we followed that incident with interest and, of course, due concern. I think equipping those teams with this experience and knowledge, as well as the tools, things like sandbox inspection of files can bring, but really ensuring they understand how to interpret the information from those tools and put them to good effect, to understand those threat patterns and those occurrences when they come and respond in a meaningful way.
So given the HSE attack and our own market analysis, it's clear that vulnerability patching is up there as a priority for senior leadership teams. What other security controls or topics should be a priority for people this year in healthcare?
Yes, of course, vulnerability patching, but it's more than that. It's about equipping those teams with the skills, knowledge and experience they need of the tool sets they have to really understand those threat patterns, to look at previous systems as well as new initiatives and ensure they're thoroughly tested and examined and understood.
And it's not just those operational staff, right? All users can put the business at risk.
Absolutely, and the value of training your users can't be underestimated at any stage.
Great, thanks John. So in summary, we're suggesting people move to a proactive approach to their cybersecurity this year. Validate and ratify those security controls, policies and people. Continue to educate your users and continue to test your systems. Let me leave you with one final statistic. Our real-time deep memory inspection service, which is part of our sandboxing environment, showed a 64% year-on-year growth in the little or unknown threats, whether they be new threats or new variants of threats that we saw through 2021. The threat landscape is increasing in volume, in complexity and in targeted attacks into healthcare and other public sector accounts. And we need to make sure our controls are truly robust through 2022. Thanks a lot for joining us, John, today. I wonder if you've got maybe 1-2 bits of advice for people before we depart.
Of course, James, yes. For us at Healthcare Computing, it's really about embedding that culture of continuous improvement, both in technology, people and process.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, thanks again for your time. It's been a real pleasure to be here to talk to you today. If you haven't already, please do visit sonicwall.com/threat report. You can get a copy of our entire view of 2021 across over 1 million sensors globally and normalised data from our client base. And if you are coming to Cyber UK this year, we'll be there in Wales on the 10th and 11th of May. We've got a stand and we're also running a ransomware workshop on the second day, so please do visit us there. And if not, reach out to me directly, jmusk@sonicwall.com. Thanks a lot. All the best. Bye.